Okay, so we want to pause for a minute to give you a sense of the scope of the pandemic in Australia. To date, COVID has caused 1,300, quote, recorded deaths in the entire country. Australia has 25 million people. Now, that 1,300 figure includes people who, quote, died with probable COVID. What does that mean? We have no idea. No one's ever defined it. In Alberta, Canada, and this might tell you something, the health minister just announced that anyone who stays home from any illness will be counted by the Canadian government as a COVID patient. Then she pretended she didn't say that because it's obviously insane, but it's on video, so we know that she did. In Australia, the government has adopted a similar standard. Anyone who leaves home apparently is also being counted as a COVID patient. Here's a man in Melbourne this Sunday who made the mistake of walking a block from his house.
He lives a block away.
Yeah, but he has no
what do you mean?
He has no reason to be here. He doesn't have a valid reason to be out today. He wasn't wearing a face mask.
Hold on, he has a face mask in his pocket. He was just smoking a cigarette. He just came to get lunch with me.
And the reason I didn't have a mask on because I was having a cigarette. I've got 2 masks in my pocket. Like, what else do you want me to do?
Here's the interesting thing. That's obvious authoritarianism. It's terrifying that that could happen in a civilized English-speaking country, in Australia, of all places. But you'll notice the police never ask the man if he's been vaccinated. You'd think that'd be the first question you'd ask, because vaccination works, doesn't it? That's why it's mandatory, right? That's an important point because publicly, Australia's leaders are still pretending that vaccination status matters. In New South Wales, again in eastern Australia, one official promised that the unvaccinated will be allowed to retain their freedoms.
The message to the unvaccinated is that you will not achieve any further freedom unless you get vaccinated. And a further and final message to regional New South Wales. There will be individuals in regional rural New South Wales who choose not to be vaccinated who will lose their freedoms on the 11th of October.
No more freedom if you don't get the vax. But they will arrest you for being outside smoking a cigarette a block from your home without a mask and not even ask you whether you've been vaccinated.